Hi, everybody. Kimberly Lebbing here. And today I'm going to share with you some truth, shocking truth about commitment. And again, my name is Kimberly Lebbing. I work with business owners and entrepreneurs who are struggling or stuck in their businesses. And I have a fast way of shifting their mind to accelerate their success. So let's talk commitment. I was inspired to create this video today because just watching, I'm watching people's behaviors over and over again. That's what I do. And it's so intriguing to me how we respond to things and what our level of commitment is. So today, or actually a few days ago, I had someone that reached out to me that they wanted some help. They were feeling stuck in their business. And then they came back and we hadn't talked yet. They came back and canceled and said that they didn't have the money to commit to it. And I find this so interesting because so many of us, and I've been there myself, we say we want to do something. We say that we want to, whether it be, committing to changing your mindset, whether it be a new exercise program, whatever it is, we say we want to do something and then we don't commit. 90% of people who believe they can't afford something, that's really not what's going on. Really what's going on, it's that it's not important to them. So, there's so many areas where this applies, and if a really good coach years ago said to me, people will do what is a priority. They'll spend money where whatever is a priority for them. So if their health is not a priority, they won't spend their money there. So you can kind of see where what their level of commitment is based on what they are investing in. So another piece of that, maybe their pain isn't big enough. Maybe whatever there is that they're stuck in, the pain is not big enough. And another aspect of this with neurolinguistics is something called secondary gain, where we actually we gain something from the behavior that's actually keeping us stuck. So fear, for instance. So let's say you have fear over, something in your business that you're fearful about. You're fearful about stepping out of your comfort zone in some area of your business. Fear protects us. It has a higher purpose behind it. It's not just fear. You are under the false lie of that fear is protecting you somehow. So that's the secondary gain part. We are gaining something from the pain that keeps us there. So that is something to really recognize whenever you feel like you are stuck in something and yet you are not making the changes. That's probably what's going on. Because really, really, if your pain isn't big enough to change it, you're going to remain stuck. So what we can do instead is think about, what is your result? What will your result be? What will be your return on investment? How much further will that bring you along? I know personally for me, I wish that I would have invested in coaching years and years and years ago. Because how much further, even more further along would I be now had I invested in that back then? But it wasn't a priority for me. The pain was not big enough. And honestly, I was stuck and I was gaining more from the things that I was doing, from the behaviors that I was doing. It's a very tricky thing to catch. So another example, so I'll just put it in perspective. And actually, my coach shared this with me today. Let's pretend you walked outside to your garage and all 4 tires were flat. You would find a way to fix it, right? You would come up with the money to replace all 4 of those tires. It's the same with anything else. Whatever you prioritize, you will invest in. That's where you'll invest your time. That's where you will invest your money. So it is important to know this, because when I see people stuck and they say they want help with something, and then they also say, well, I don't have the money to commit to that, or I don't have the time to commit to it, then it's really not a priority for them. It's really not what they are wanting, or their pain is actually giving them more comfort than the change would. So I hope that makes sense. And another example, so on the other flip side of this, I have a new client that I brought on today, and I know for a fact that the investment was a stretch for her, yet she found a way. She's tired of being stuck of where she is, and she found a way, and she came up with it. And I know for a fact that she is going to make great strides in her business, in her relationships, in all areas, because of her level of commitment. Her level of commitment is hugely there, and I know she's going to have great results. So I'm excited for her. So we get whatever we are investing in. So this applies to other areas. So it's not just coaching. It's exercise. It's, eating healthy. Like, it's in all the areas of life. But you get whatever you are committed to. So that's, like, I wanted to get on here really quick and kind of share that, because I think it's important to understand, and also understand that underlying program that's running subconsciously that keeps us stuck where we are. And there's so many examples of that secondary gain that I mentioned, so many different examples of that. A really simple, I'll give you another little simple example, would be if you've got a kid in a toy store and he throws a fit for a toy, mom gives it to him to shut him up. That's secondary gain. That kid gained more from that bad behavior than he did from being good and listening to mom. That's another example. We do this all the time. It just shows up a lot differently, and it's really sneaky how it shows up. But that's another piece of the commitment puzzle that people do, things that people do that keep them stuck instead of moving forward. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, invite some people into this group. Would love to share. And I hope you have a wonderful, amazing rest of your week.